Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage right now, I know I talk a lot. I have a lot of rants, but I'm going to get more people in here. I've got a lot of goodies coming up, and my first run of guests might be one of your greatest. He's a pioneer in this field, although he's probably made negative money. And I would say he's one of my best friends. Can I use the word one of my best?
I mean, how many? Do you have a lot of bests?
I know when you're in your 40s that the best friend moniker is still very important.
I think you probably have several best friends.
It's only a couple, only a few.
Yeah.
But I would consider you. He knows where all the bodies are buried. Would you say that?
Yes.
You know things that only TMZ wish they could get a hold of.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my friend and your favorite rapper, Mr. Stuart the Jewart Stone.
Hello.
Dude, I don't really give introductions.
This is a first. That you like me coming like this. This is a first.
Here's the thing. You should start talking, but you were so enamored with my place.
I think this place is so crazy.
Why?
It just feels like you finally, like after years and years of you searching, you finally have built your clubhouse that you like always wanted. Like I've seen iterations of this space.
Yes.
But now it seems like you've got it to a different level where now you've got like this going on and this going on and this going on. There's a whole museum of artifacts that are all around that
Dude, if I die, which I'm not going to, this room's worth a lot. There's stuff in here. Yeah.
This is like a convention. Hey, there's like the shoes that you wore in Scream on the wall.
Multiple, pre-death.
There's like
pre-death shoes.
If you can,
don't tell people.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Fuck this.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, and honestly, I feel like we have some like that in common. I think other people that are performers, obviously, you've reached incredible heights in your career, and coming in here there's plenty of evidence of that. But it's interesting to me, like how much this stuff is special to you also. Like you truly either we're both hoarders, or the things that we care about the most and we're most proud of are these achievements along the way. Because there's stuff that you have like hanging up here that like Reef 2, for example, which is a great movie. But it's like you're proud of it just like you should be, and you have so much random stuff here from everything.
I played a fish.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
I didn't mean to pick that one. It was in my sight line.
But I played a fish.
Yes.
I was one of the co-starring
like this Tommy Lasorda bobblehead, for example.
No, I don't know. That's not
that
really...
probably came from like a Jamie Kennedy experiment, like at the Dodgers, like some kind of thing.
I think I got that from Dave Roberts.
Dave gave that to you?
I'm not kidding you. I think that's a Dave, like it was bobblehead night.
Congratulations. And I do want to say that.
Do you like the spot?
I think the spot's amazing. And then as for you specifically, I think that, you know, I've been watching what you've been doing over the last few years. Obviously, your presence in the last 3 years on Instagram and on YouTube and other places has expanded since the days that I was, you know, sort of with you all the time. You really have dove in head first. And I want to say that it's interesting to me how cathartic it looks to watch, like knowing you the way that I do. The fact that you fearlessly say what's on your mind without any fear of what people say about it, whether they agree with it or don't agree with it. I do respect that a lot, and I think that it's taken a while for you to get to that spot where you're in a place where you could just do this, because I've seen you on stage as a comedian, and I've seen you kill people, right? Like you're fearless.
Which way do you mean?
Like I've seen like a heckler, like when a heckler starts going at Jamie, wherever you are, you stop what you're doing and you like want to run over to see, because there's going to be a car accident of some kind.
And eat them.
Yeah, he eats them for breakfast. He loves it. Like I think, you know, to sidetrack for a second, I think you'd rather, when you go on touring, you're touring, I feel like you have more fun just fucking with people than you do actually doing like a set.
I hate doing jokes.
Like you like just like working like.
Oh yeah. I just want something bad to happen.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
I don't want to have to think of a setup and a punch.
Right.
I don't have to pay Flip $75 for a pun. But you know I do it. I got Flip all over me. But you know, those get you out in the pinch. But hopefully you hope for a drunk
I feel
White
like you
Claw
want
Karen.
that. You want that.
Oh, all I want.
Yeah.
I want Reno
Yeah.
when a guy rushes the stage.
Yeah.
You know that.
So my point is, you've always been sort of feeling in a safe place with the microphone on stage, fearlessly saying whatever you want there. Now you found a place. You got a microphone again, but you found a place where you just say what's on your mind. And I don't necessarily agree with all the stuff.
That's 2 times now.
But I do think that it's awesome that you are in this place in your life where you are fearlessly doing that. And I think it's obviously people like it. You're getting a lot of likes and your shows are packed and things are going great.
Are you like monitoring? Are you monitoring?
I'm not monitoring. I'm not like monitoring, but I see.
You see things.
I see the numbers.
I don't see enough comments from you.
Well,
Typical Hollywood liberal.
Right.
Me and D are typical Hollywood liberals. That's what he told me. I'm not going to drop names. Me and D are just typical, whatever the fuck that means. Typical Hollywood liberal, which you're not. You're a typical Canadian.
You see, I grew up in Canada, so I was raised differently than you were.
We were raised the same, bro.
Well, maybe not.
We took the subway.
Yeah.
We went to baseball.
Sure. Blue Jays.
Did you have a BMX bike?
I did.
Did you enjoy girls?
I did.
Did you like going to arcades?
Sure.
Okay.
I can tell you about arcades for a second real quick.
Go for it.
That when I was back in the days when arcades were a thing, I was a milk carton arcader. Do you know what that means?
What does that mean?
I had to stand on a milk carton in order to play the arcade.
What game? What game?
Any game. Like
you were that short?
Oh yeah, because I was a little kid, but I would want to play Prisoners of War, Operation Wolf, obviously Pac-Man and Space Invaders. I'd have to stand on the milk carton in order to play the games.
Hold on, let me get.
I don't know how I got to that, but arcades. We were raised the same.
You were first of all, it's a big compliment you saying this to me, and I think that the reason I didn't jump in when you did, you're the pioneer of this. You were doing this. Well, what's funny is you were because.
Shout out to Cable Guy Jeff.
I'll tell you this. This is how I got involved with the internet stuff. Shout out to Nikki Cat from Boiler Room.
Okay.
Who was a lot like Stu, amazing actor, kid actor. First time I saw him, he was on Chips. That's how we go back. Okay.
I think I got it fixed.
Yeah, I think you did. And Nikki Cat would give me tapes of people that would do their own shows, right? And they were hilarious. This was in the late 90s. And he's like, this is all going to be the future. Cut to you when I come back from Son of the Mask. I'm all papered up. I'm working for a year straight. And I'm like, I'm going to create my own content deep and go into music, comedy, whatever I want. And you were on your computer. And I said, what are you doing? And you said, I'm on MySpace. And I said, what the fuck is MySpace? And you go, oh, it's a place where you can meet friends. And I said, what are you talking about? They're not your friends. And you go, no, that's what it is. You're making a friend. And I'm like, what's the difference between that and a website? It's all stupid. And you go, no, dude, this is a place where people gather. And you said the lead friend is a guy named Tom. And then you go, and my other friend, and Tom Green's on here.
Two Toms.
It was 2 Toms. It was Tom the OG and Tom the OG because Tom Green really is a pioneer.
Dan Cook.
And Dane was just getting on there. And this was 2004.
Maybe sooner. Maybe like.
No, because I came back in 04.
Okay, then 04.
And I came to your spot.
Sure.
And you are like going crazy about this thing called MySpace. And then long story boring is you got me into the world. You started doing your own pod way early, but you didn't have the pipes. Nobody did to distribute it properly. And then we were involved with something called Stickam, which I wanted to then buy the defunct company for $2 million, but it was like, what's it worth? I just talked to that guy who hit me up on a DM. Yeah, legend. He talks about you. It's Stickam.
Are they coming back?
Was the original after MySpace. It was the original
live stream
to.
Well, here's the thing, that it was originally something that was invented for like people to like try to see each other naked. And then
which is usually how everything starts.
And then and then somebody else saw it as a way to like, well, what if you applied it in this way? Like you're telling, like the way that I looked at Stickam with my buddy Jeff, and you were a part of it too.
Yeah, Cable Guy's a lot. Apparently, Cable Guy released a documentary about me, but I haven't been paid. I didn't even give any agreement to it.
Yeah, I think you signed it.
Where's the the lawsuits could be coming? Is it behind the scenes footage?
Yeah, it's great. I think you would love it. I think.
Where is it at?
It's on his YouTube.
Can I take it?
Sure.
All right, I gotta watch this. Okay, go ahead. Keep talking.
I think you'd like it.
All right.
It's like a love letter to you.
I can't.
It is.
I love Cable Guy.
How could you not like it?
I love Cable Guy. Cable Guy for everybody listening.
He doesn't have the pipes. That, you don't have to. You know. He doesn't have the distribution.
He doesn't have
level
the pipes.
That you do.
He was Stu's first simp.
No, he's the man.
He's the man, but a simp is a person that loves you.
Oh yeah, well then for sure.
If you had a $5 donate button, he'd push it.
He would. If I needed $5, Cable would give me $5.
And Cable was the technical wizard. Shouts out to Cable. But I also do know Cable is the guy that when I'm shooting Ghost Whisperer, they go, Jamie, this guy's been standing there for his third day.
He wants to say hello.
He says he knows you.
He does.
His name is Cable Cord Jeff. And Love is like, is that my stalker? So I'm like, okay, hold on. And then I was like, oh, Jeff. So I had to like, Jeff. And middle of like whispering to a ghost. And then I got the fucking head ghost. And then I'm like, Jeff. I'm like, it's Jeff. And we hugged it out.
Yeah.
I think he got a couple photos and he bounced.
Yeah.
He still watched.
Anyway, we looked at this fucking platform.
Yes.
Where you could have a screen and then there would be chat room. Where
literally in the window.
Yeah, in the window there'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it was.
Because that could have been one. You could have been doing something.
Sure.
That's 5 people in a window.
Yes, and then there's like a chat room under it. So and then. But I looked at it, and he looked at it as a way like, what if we did a show, and your audience is in there, and you can bring them in and make it a show?
Yeah, buck ahead.
And we didn't get the buck ahead, but we definitely did the show, and we did it for many years, but it got really hard to do and hard to keep up, because then everybody, when it was just me doing it, it was a lot. There was only me.
Dude, it was you.
Yeah, right.
It was you. Tom Green turned his whole house.
Tom Green was a fucking legend at this shit.
He's a pioneer. His whole house was a studio.
We went.
But it was we went and did it together.
Yeah.
I could just tell you,
he built the Tonight Show in his house. This is in 2006 or 7.
Yeah,
like way before,
maybe even 2005. And way
early.
He had like a room full of servers and wires. He couldn't.
And your treadmill.
Yeah, and that's another story. You had to go right there, didn't you? Okay. So he does have a treadmill.
I know where the bodies are buried.
He put miles on that, Tom, and he is the OG of it, and
Tom
his
is
whole
still
house,
evolving now. You should see what he's doing now.
No, I know he's making music. It's awesome.
No, he's also like lives off the grid.
Smart.
Yeah.
But his house was incredible. He sacrificed his whole house to make a studio, and he was paying, I don't know, tens of thousands a month. It was crazy.
It had to be a big operation over there.
But now you can just do it from your phone, which is crazy. So he's just early. Stu's early.
But Tom was doing it. Yeah. And I remember going over there and being so impressed because he had like he had a switcher and broadcast cameras and a crew and a fucking green room and then he lived there.
Yeah, it was incredible. It's the way to do it.
So shout out to Tom. But also, what's his name? Andy was doing it.
Milanakis is an OG.
Mark Maron, obviously.
Maron is an OG. Obviously Rogan is an OG.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
So going back to what you
all of those people were successful with it.
Yeah, but you were right there.
Yeah. Right there.
And first of all, I want to...
Story of my life.
I want to go to your compliment. That means a lot. And then I want to go back to your OG-ness. Remember this. Is that... Yeah, because, you got the agents, you got the managers, we're sitting there, and they're like, we'll take the calls, honey. Don't be so available, honey. We'll take the... it's all that shit. And meanwhile, the fucking world is changing in front of them, and the 10%ers are going, still blocking all their stars, not realizing that accessibility is the new stardom. And you and I knew that.
Yeah.
And so I always had a half and a half out. And you were always half in. If somebody was like, hey, Stu, do you want to play the back of my shoe shop? You're like, can I get a pair of shoes? You never even negotiated money.
No.
And I'm like, dude, get the money, get the shoes, get a piece of the shop.
I think that you probably were my very special guest, probably like 180 times.
Yeah, it was 180 times. You had a few workers too.
I had a few guys that were that were super committed to it, and it was awesome.
You had me as a very special guest. You've also had some pro workers.
Sure.
Whatever they're professionals in their athletics.
Yep.
Different types of athletics.
Sure.
And that's also a pioneer.
Yes.
a guy by the name of Jim South, you could say, started Hollywood in a weird way. They pioneered a paywall.
Probably started like North Hollywood.
Yeah, he started that. So,
Jim South.
Jimmy South, 2 to 4 every Thursday. You know what I'm saying. Do you want to do the lines?
At the Mary Calendars?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, sorry. The Hamburger Hamlet.
Hamburger Hamlet.
Yeah.
What does he say? Do you want to tell the people or you don't want to say it?
No.
Okay, Jim South, look it up. Long story boring is, thank you. And I think because when you're acting and you're stardom and you're doing all this shit, this is one way. And then when you're a comedian, you're with the people, that's another way. And I've always been half and half.
Right.
But the reason I jumped in so hard is because the world
was closed.
Wasn't just closed. It's also, I mean, every role I go up for, I'm like a creep now or a villain. Like there's no like, you know what I mean? I'm 6th guy on the call sheet, and it's like the guy who like kills somebody or is a creep.
I saw a movie where you killed, or I don't know if you ended up killing. I don't want to spoil it, but it was you and Marley Matlin.
Don't spoil it. It came out 9 years ago.
Okay, but I just watched it. It was just on something.
Yes, Lifetime.
But you're very creepy in that.
Thank you. But that was That was a lead creep.
Yes.
Now I'm going for like
6th creep.
I'm like 6th creep in.
What does that mean? Like in the creative standpoint, like where in the storyline? Like you're one of the goons? What does it entail creatively? Like I'm watching the movie, and so if you're the 6th goon or the 6th evil guy, like where in the storyline do you have your? Is it right before the ending? You're like revealed as like you're a guy that worked at the bookshop, and you're actually the killer at the end.
There's that.
Yeah.
There's the.
You're the guy in the glasses who like took off the glasses, and now he's like.
Yeah, I did a movie called Trick, and I was that. I had 3
What happens
days.
in that?
Well, there's all these. I don't want to tell everybody. There's a lot of killings and stuff, and I play a really good doctor. And then at the end, you realize the doctor's not so good.
Oh, it was a trick.
Yeah. You got really scared for that little rant earlier.
That was terrible.
I didn't word it right, but we'll edit that out. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we had a good run. So the reason I'm getting into this is because it's not just that, because the whole business changed, the world shut down, and something happens in the world that you can't even fucking you have to comment on it. I'm not crazy. Like, you have to comment on what's going on. You can't go about your day going, I'm going to audition, which don't exist anymore. It's a Zoom. Or it's just a straight offer. You can't just go to Mel's and, like, go, I had 2 auditions, and, man, I hope I get this pilot. That's not the world anymore.
No.
And you can't go and you have to talk about what's going on because it's affecting us every day. Don't you agree?
Well, I think you feel like you need to talk about it.
I do because I'm a comedian.
But I think that's good. That's the part that I like about it. That's the part that I'm trying to compliment you on.
Yeah.
That you have found a way to almost like try out stuff.
Yes.
But also not just jokes. You're trying thoughts. Like
yes.
And you have your take. You have your take on what's going on in the world, and now you have an outlet to say it out loud, and for people. And it must be nice for you to actually have people agree with stuff that you say, as opposed to people like me who don't agree. But you do have people that agree, which is great for you.
How much do you not agree with?
I don't know. I
was going to get back into your backstory, but I like where you're going.
Yeah.
What don't you agree with?
I mean, I think that we have like different views on a lot of stuff,
which is crazy.
But at the same time,
because I know
it doesn't affect how I feel about you.
No, I know. I was just talking to Ben Glebe about this. Me and Ben have...
Benny?
Yeah. Wildly different views. And people are like, how are you guys so friendly? And I'm like, because...
who cares?
I love the guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's just, a guy that will subscribe to Berkeley stuff more than he'll subscribe to Irvine stuff.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But you're kind of... I think you and I are a lot closer than you think, and I think you're a little...
You might be right.
But by the way, I'm not over at NASCAR with the Trump flag. So that's what's crazy.
I'm not saying you are.
I know, but if you say one thing...
But I think that you're probably seeing an uptick in your audience from people that are.
Listen,
and that's not a bad thing, by the way.
South Carolina's sales are up. I'm not going to lie.
So
Birmingham, I do well.
So that's probably a good thing for you
Texas,
then.
I almost sold out. Yeah, I'm not doing great in San Francisco right now. These things happen.
But... I go
to Oakland.
Yeah.
I'm fine over the bridge.
Right. Go to Sacramento.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bowmanville.
No, dude. Chico.
Yes.
I did a good amount of time in Chico.
There you go.
So, but I love it, and I love what you're saying, and I feel like yes, my time now is for me to use
Like
my voice.
Michael Jordan, for example.
I've had 98 movies.
Michael Jordan, for example.
Yes,
One of the
ahead.
biggest stars on the galaxy of Earth.
Yes.
Timeless. I'm wearing his shoes right now.
Yes.
Guy hasn't played basketball in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he
You have
never.
your tea? Where's your tea?
I got my tea.
Okay.
He never spoke about any shit that goes on in the world because his thing was everybody buys running shoes. He doesn't want to not sell running shoes to somebody, so he's not going to say anything. You've taken the opposite approach. And instead of you being like, "Oh, I'm just selling some running shoes," now you're like, "Oh, I'm selling more running shoes."
Bro, let me explain what you're saying.
Yes.
I would totally, and I agree with that. We both know what that's called is he doesn't want to fuck up his bag, nor should he ever fuck up his bag.
Right. So I don't know what he thinks politically, but
I have ideas,
yeah, but it's not part of his
of
vernacular.
course. Dude, well, first of all, everybody almost has political
But
beliefs
you
now.
didn't used to be like that either, though.
Never. I'm not political.
That's what I'm saying. It's
I'm not political.
That's one of the things that Trump changed about
That's what's
the world in a good way or a bad way, depending on how you look at it.
Give him his flowers.
Like he came in and then he made politics must see TV and must view
made
and
it a game.
And everybody became obsessed with politics. And he probably fucked it up for all these politicians because now everybody's paying attention to them.
Disrupted
Whereas,
it.
I used to know nothing about it, and I don't think that there's probably 80%, if not higher, of the viewers that are watching right now that were the same exact way.
100%.
Like, and now all of a sudden you know who the fucking
Speaker of the House is. We're the same brain. See
yeah,
that?
it's like you would if I would have asked you for $1 million to tell me who the Speaker of the House was in 2007. Then you're not winning that.
I can tell you, Nancy Pelosi's husband's name's Paul.
Right.
I can tell you,
it's like politics became this thing.
Jim Jordan.
That was he unleashed
AOC.
Yeah, all of it. We wouldn't have known any of those people. Like, we were the people that watched Saturday Night Live back then that wouldn't have understood any of the jokes, like the political jokes. Like they'd have like hardball with
It's
whatever.
not
Like I
sexy.
wouldn't even know what that was. But now the number one skits are, so he definitely changed that. He also gave material to people that was like never ending for more than 4 years. Like comedians on both sides, all the talk show hosts, the news fucking cycle, the Twitter.
But who else gave material?
Well, I think he was just the best at it.
Wait, does anyone else giving material right now?
What do you mean?
Is there anyone else that
Like
would
you?
be? No, is there anyone else in that position that would be giving material right now?
That should be giving material?
That is giving a lot of material.
Like funny jokes?
No, like he gave material because he was crazy, but he was also naturally funny. Is there anybody else in that position of power that's giving material?
I don't know. There could be a lot of people.
This is exactly why you have an issue.
I want to know who you're talking
Uncle
about.
Jojo.
Oh, Joe Biden.
Uncle Jojo.
Okay. Does he tweet?
Grandpa Joe.
Does he tweet?
No, but he just fucking called January 6th, July 6th.
Did he?
Yeah. Is that a what? This is a great example right now where we're at. I don't even know where we're going to go because I was going to talk about his history, but since we're going there, we're going to go. Bro, you literally, there's something about, let me finish, this mind where Stuart, I know, smoking blunts, drinking vitamin water, up all night at fucking the club in Vegas, laughing our face off with you know what, and fucking... A joke is a joke, but for some reason, people that feel the way you feel, all of a sudden, when I said Uncle Jojo, you're like, Joseph Biden, the leader of the free world, that wonderful.
First of all, you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say any of that. I thought you could be talking about Kanye West or something like that. I didn't know what you were where you're trying to go.
No, but then when I said the leader of the free world,
okay, and so that's why I didn't know where you were going.
Got a little like
listen, man.
That's Joseph Biden. Bro, here. What would
I think that your Joe Biden material that you do on stage, I think is funny.
Thank you.
I think that the impression that you do is funny, and I think that it's funny. And I thought there was a great line that I heard that you said that was funny. Totally cool.
Which line?
I don't want to say the line because I don't want to. I'll tell you off camera, just in case it's not your line. I don't know.
Oh God! One fucking line.
Good line.
Yeah, but everything else is me. She goes, well, and all of a sudden she's brilliant. What did she take credit for? She built this place. Jesus Christ! What else is this fucking?
I didn't say anything. Again, you're putting words.
Long story. Wait, go back.
I do
for
think
a
that the material's good. Listen. I recently became able to vote in America in 2008. 2013.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I didn't really care before now, and now I feel like this need to care, but I don't. I think I care way less now. I think like there was 4 years where I was just like everybody else, plugged in, like intravenous Trump into my veins. I just want to hear more, and what's he saying next?
No, you didn't want it. You were scared.
I know, but it's like we also like love it at the same time.
I know you do.
It's like people cheer for the heel.
He's a heel.
He's a heel.
Yeah, I mean
I tell my friend Eli this all the time. It's like you can cheer for the heel in the movie because there's no consequence to it. When the heel wins in real life, sometimes there are consequences to it. It's like there's a difference between real life and wrestling. And I used to cheer for Hulk Hogan to lose. I was cheering for the Iron Sheik to beat him, right?
Yeah.
But in real life, there could be consequences to Iron Sheik beating Hulk Hogan.
I know,